Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We've got some truly fascinating source material to break down for you today. Our goal here is simple, but honestly, it's pretty profound. We're going to pull apart this text to help you unlock phenomenal daily energy and, well, true, unshakable mental clarity. So let's look at a biological insight that is literally hiding right in plain sight.
Okay, so let's dive right into this. I want you to picture a busy highway. Vehicles are just flying by at a crazy, chaotic pace. Now imagine you need to cross it, but your vision is completely blurred. Are you just going to step out there? The source text actually hooks us right away with this dark, kind of metaphorical question. It really highlights how we so often try to navigate life's biggest challenges without clear perception.
And this brilliantly illustrates the source's core philosophical argument. On one hand, we have clarity, right? Knowing exactly what's ahead of you. And on the other hand, we have confidence. The text argues that when we lack true clarity in whatever we're trying to do, we as humans naturally try to make up for it with blind confidence. But here's the hard truth. Confidence is a really, really poor substitute for vision. Operating purely on confidence, without clarity, well, it's exactly like stepping onto that busy highway completely blindfolded. To drive this home, the text gives us some brilliant, slightly absurd examples of what this blind confidence actually looks like in practice. Like, you might refer to your daily horoscope, see that it confidently promises you're going to live to be 90 years old, assume absolutely nothing can happen to you, and just march straight into traffic. Or, the text notes, you might rely on a slogan to pump yourself up. You might shout Jai Shri Ram, Allahu Akbar, or Hail Mary. Hey, whatever works for you, right? Just loudly shout the slogan and run right across. Now, sure, it might work just by sheer chance, or maybe because of a driver's sudden compassion. But if you try that reckless strategy every single day, as the source Riley points out, we know exactly where to pick you up eventually. Confidence simply cannot replace clarity. Now, what's really fascinating here is how the source completely redefines where this clarity actually comes from. If you want clarity, the text states that the absolute most important thing is the condition of your spine. Yep, your spine. We're moving entirely away from looking at the spine as just a physical backbone or a stack of bones. Instead, think of it as a serious, highly complex communication network. Your perception, your actual ability to clearly see and understand the world, is largely handled right there. If your spine becomes insensitive, you are losing something phenomenal. It's literally the biological root of your clarity. So the crucial point is understanding the physical threat to this network. Because the spinal cord isn't just one single solid piece, right? It's a complex assembly, and it needs to be stretched every single day. When it doesn't get that stretch, which, let's be honest, happens to almost all of us hunched over our laptops and phones all day, we encounter what the text calls telescoping. This is when the spine literally collapses in on itself. And when this telescoping happens, it pinches the nerves. The communication capability in your spine is hugely lost, practically severing that internal network and dulling your intellect. Section 1. Yoga Namaskar, the simple solution for spinal regeneration. Fortunately, the source gives us a highly practical physical solution to combat this. The text lays out some rapid-fire benefits of this specific practice, and they're incredibly potent. First off, it activates the lumbar region of the spine in a tremendous way. Second, it actually strengthens the muscles along the spine, providing this essential reinforcement as we age. Third, it acts as the ultimate preventative measure, completely stopping that telescoping collapse and nerve pinching we just talked about. And finally, even if damage is already setting in, the text explicitly states this is the absolute best way to regenerate your spine. It's basically a complete all-around maintenance routine for your aging communication network. So how do you actually execute it? Well, the physical steps are remarkably simple. Step 1, keep your feet in line with your shoulders. Step 2, sit down into a full squat. Now, the text does give a really vital nuance here. Ideally, the absolute best way to do this squat is with your feet completely together. However, most people just can't do that right off the bat. And more importantly, keeping the feet together generates a massive amount of energy. The text advises that for beginners, we really don't want too much energy happening all at once. So the safest, next best approach is keeping your feet exactly at shoulder width. That prevents an overwhelming upsurge. Section 2, the 40-day action plan, your mathematical progression to 21. To get there, the source provides a highly actionable daily protocol. The text outlines this really cool, rhythmic, scientifically sound progression to safely scale the practice. On day 1, you don't overdo it. You start with just 7 repetitions.
Then, slowly, every 2 days, you add exactly 1 extra repetition to your routine. If you just follow this steady math, in about 40 days, you're going to reach the target of 21 repetitions. It's a beautifully structured climb that ensures your body adapts perfectly over time.
And 21 is absolutely the magic number here. The text emphasizes that hitting 21 repetitions every single morning is a phenomenal target. Getting to that number and doing it consistently, that is exactly what's going to make a permanent difference in the way you function day in and day out. So let's summarize the incredible payoff of building this simple daily habit. The text promises final results that honestly go way, way beyond just physical flexibility. You're going to experience a natural upsurge of energy. If there were a way to gauge your intelligence, you'd actually see a noticeably sharper intellect just by doing these simple things. And most importantly, you'll develop that unshakable clarity in whatever you wish to do in life. By protecting your spine, you are quite literally unlocking your true superpower of perception.
So, here is the big question. Are you ready to activate your intellect and upgrade your communication network today? We've seen exactly what happens when we try to cross the busy highways of our lives, armed with nothing but a horoscope, some loud slogans, and blind confidence. It is time to stop relying on fake confidence, start taking care of that complex communication network in your back, and finally cultivate some true, lasting clarity.